paparazzi battle over Miranda Cowan.
Shocking news as police admit up to 85% of dilutamol use is not for pain, but to get high.
Two rival paparazzi came to blows while trying to get photos of TV star Miranda Cowan during a high-speed chase. Miranda, who is on a career downturn, must wonder what she's got to do to keep the media interested in her.
The war on drugs.
The war on street drugs may have been won, but America is popping pills like it's still the 70s. Prescription painkillers like dilutamol, Zombix, and Aladdin are more popular with junkies than sick people.
Weasel News, confirming your prejudices. Weasel News.
Could an asteroid hit Earth next week?
A local woman found love from government spying.
Apocalypse News.
Scientists say the asteroid known as QC7 will be dangerously close to Earth next week. If a collision occurs, the 1.5-mile wide space rock would cause catastrophic damage and most certainly wipe out our species. Space rocks have tried to annihilate mankind before. 50,000 years ago, an asteroid wiped out the dinosaurs after a man foolishly listened to his woman and ate a piece of forbidden fruit. Scientists warn the asteroid will pass 20 million miles from Earth, which they say is really, really close.
Jeanette Adams says she is so glad the government has been collecting phone records and reading citizens' email and text messages. If it hadn't been for that, she might still be single. FIB agent Kenny Bryan contacted her out of the blue after reading her private email and postings on Life Invader. The couple are now engaged. Officials point to these kinds of heartwarming stories in defense of the much-publicized surveillance program.
This was Weasel News. This is Weasel News.
Poppy Mitchell continues to spiral out of control.
An American original is getting scooped up by the Chinese.
The Poppy Mitchell meltdown continues. Police arrested her for drunk driving after a high-speed chase in Vinewood. The starlet is still claiming that the alleged recent sex tape of her is entirely innocent.
I was doing yoga. Just ask Justin. They can make anything look like sex from the right angle.
Transition whoosh.
It's American as apple pie and painkillers, but lager beer is being sold to the Chinese. The classic American beer, known for its tasteless, watery flavor, was advertised as being made by real American rednecks for American rednecks. It was purchased by Maha Ling Beverage of Shanghai for $4.2 billion.
Weasel News, confirming your prejudices. This is Weasel News.
A princess in a drug scandal.
Another tragic car accident has local residents saying that something has to be done about the local wildlife.
Wayward young British royal Princess Georgina has been filmed buying drugs. We went to the street in search of some intelligent response to this scandal, but all we could find was this man.
British people are all drug addicts. That's why their teeth are so bad. They invented meth in 1762.
Rural News.
Nature has gone too far, says Gretchen Henderson. The suburbs and outskirts of Los Santos are undergoing what some say is an apocalyptic plague. Invasive species harass residents of gated communities who move to the wilderness in order to live a stress-free life away from deer. Local governments are discussing a massive poisoning initiative in order to reset the balance.
Weasel News, confirming your prejudices. Breaking news.
Dreyfus dead in vigilante killing.
Another bicyclist killed on LS streets. Police say he deserved it.
Movie news.
Peter Dreyfus has been found dead in an apparent vigilante hit after he was linked to the 1970s murder of a starlet. A reclusive and controversial genius, Dreyfus enjoyed a career of spectacular highs and self-inflicted lows. Now, he is dead, and his reputation is in tatters after he was linked with the death of Leonora Johnson.
Jose Hernandez had straight A's in college, loved watching baseball games, and riding his bike. It was that foolish activity that got him killed.
Young people need to realize this isn't a game. Riding a bicycle doesn't make sense in this city. Get a car or get the hell off the streets.
Police say they will focus on a campaign to ticket bicyclists.
This was Weasel News. Breaking news.
A cult leader flees.
Vinewood hotels are swinging with parties, and you're not invited.
Cult news.
Controversial cult leader Chris Formage has fled the Epsilon Center, allegedly with a large sum of money. We'll continue to bring you more on this story if nobody kills us first.
Stop by hopping Vinewood hotels like the Gentry Manor and the Hookah Palace, and you will see the beautiful people of this city mingling, partying, and trying to find work in another film. But who is actually staying at these hotels? Mostly it's not tourists, but celebrities who live nearby but decide they need extra pampering during film shoots. Celebrities argue that's the mark of success, wasting other people's money.
This was Weasel News. Breaking news.
Love Fist's Willie McTavish attacked.
The state's most successful business is branching out. One corporate prison company says it's buying the Corkers.
Willie McTavish, the bass player for Love Fist, has been involved in a bizarre attack by a crazed fan. Police say he had one of his signature gold teeth stolen after a show at the Tequila Club.
Sports news.
It's an American success story. Convince the government to privatize jailing its errant citizens, lobby for harsher laws, and let the profits roll. The company Incarcerate US has announced they have turned record profits this year and are looking to purchase the Los Santos Corkers.
Many of our inmates are baseball fans, so we thought this was the next step, especially since more and more of our population is incarcerated each year.
This was Weasel News. This is Weasel News.
Empty head and a great rack? Panic Girl cheerleader tryouts begin today.
And why a local nudist will no longer be serving empanadas.
Sports news.
They are the best part of sporting events. Hot girls bouncing up and down, reminding us of our failures in life while we look on and numb ourselves with another overpriced beer. Cheerleader tryouts for the Los Santos Panic began today, and Teresa Smith says she can't wait to be a Panic Girl.
Oh my God, I've always wanted to shoot t-shirts at men. I have real aggression issues after my dad abandoned me and my mom.
She said it's always been her goal to cheer on moody basketball millionaires in tight clothes.
Food trucks are all the rage for people that enjoy cuisine made in a tiny bus. But one favorite hipster nudist food truck was shut down by health inspectors today. A local resident says he's glad.
Who cooks in the nude? I certainly don't after getting third-degree burns on my penis.
This was Weasel News.
Damn.
Breaking news.
Supermodel Carrie McIntosh and her dog attacked.
A fitness guru is busted in a massive smuggling operation.
Hot Chicks News.
A homeless man attacked supermodel Carrie McIntosh and her pooch while shopping on Portola Drive in Los Santos. He made off with a $3,000 collar after chasing the dog down the street. Officials believe he will probably sell it for drugs.
Fitness guru Derek Milanese pleaded guilty in court today after being busted smuggling rhinoceros horn and other prohibited animal parts. The contraband was mixed with his highly successful fitness powders, promising great abs, fantastic erections, and reduced IQ.
This was Weasel News.
Nice ride.
This is Weasel News.
Los Santos traffic is so bad that one woman carpools with a dead body.
What will it take for you to use public transit?
Transit news.
When police pulled over a car on the Del Perro freeway, they discovered a decomposing body in the passenger seat, which turned out to be the woman's dead husband. One witness on the scene told reporters,
I looked over and the car was full of flies.
The woman said she had every intention of burying the body soon, but she wanted a last few days in the carpool lane.
The Los Santos Transportation Authority announced a new campaign to encourage people to take public transit.
We know many of you feel that only losers take the bus or train in this town, and in many ways that's true. But what will it take for you to leave your car at home and take the bus? What do you want? On-time arrivals? Regular service? Strippers on the buses? Well, we're not doing any of that.
The Transit Authority promised a new TV commercial that will turn things around.
This was Weasel News. Breaking news.
Al Napoli abducted in bizarre kidnapping.
Want to listen to private phone sex calls? Join the War on Terror.
Alda Napoli has been abducted following a high-speed chase through Los Santos that didn't just end in a hospital. It went through the hospital and out the other side. The actor is still missing, and the incident has the whole of Vinewood on edge.
Justice News.
Pedophiles are everywhere thanks to liberals. But a new program has law enforcement teaming up with a reality TV show to catch creeps. One FIB agent we met spends all day pretending he's an underage girl to attract perverts. Agent Rivera says the pressures of the work cannot be underestimated. Dressed in a short skirt and holding a lollipop, he said,
"I'm getting paid taxpayer dollars to pretend I'm a hot girl and chat with creeps. My wife says it's changed me."
Weasel News, confirming your prejudices. Breaking news.
Alda Napoli has been murdered.
Is your phone really more entertaining than your spouse?
Actor Alda Napoli is dead. Found murdered in the most gruesome way imaginable on the train tracks near the Palmer-Taylor Power Station. Police say the investigation is ongoing.
Phone news.
Marriage counselors say that smartphones are killing relationships.
As soon as she starts running her mouth, out comes the phone. I've heard all her shit before anyways, but Life Invader is new every few seconds.
Life Invader is now the #1 source for escaping your present reality, finding that girl in high school you always liked, and then ruining your marriage on a deluded dream.
This was Weasel News. Breaking news.
Alda Napoli is alive and well.
Is your phone really more entertaining than your spouse?
So the Alda Napoli kidnapping drama has had a happy ending after all, and the actor is reportedly home and in good health. DiNapoli is refusing to press charges of any kind and just wants to put the whole ordeal behind him so that he can move on with his life and try to spin the media attention into some kind of comeback career.
Phone news.
Marriage counselors say that smartphones are killing relationships.
As soon as she starts running her mouth, out comes the phone. I've heard all her shit before anyways, but Life Invader is new every few seconds.
Life Invader is now the #1 source for escaping your present reality, finding that girl in high school you always liked, and then ruining your marriage on a deluded dream.
This was Weasel News. Breaking news.
An extreme sports enthusiast found dead in Vinewood Hills.
FIB says drug smugglers getting more ingenious.
Dom Beasley, a hedge fund whiz kid and extreme sports fanatic, has been found dead at the bottom of the Land Act Dam in what police are calling an idiotic attempt to defy gravity that could only ever have ended one way.
Drug smuggling news.
Submarines and tunnels are passé. Now the FIB tells us drugs are flooding the country inside animals. At a press conference yesterday to remind everyone that the war on drugs is still going on, several agents spoke to reporters.
They smuggle drugs and anything they can. Had a trained dolphin that carried coke in his ass.
Another agent said he frequently gave cavity searches to anyone and anything he could. He believes stop and search should be expanded horizontally and vertically.
Weasel News, confirming your prejudices. Breaking news.
A pharmaceutical CEO found murdered.
Redwood Cigarettes prepares to do battle in the courtroom.
Crime news.
Brett Lowry, CEO of Bilkington Research, the company that manufactures controversial new heart-stopping erectile dysfunction drug Priapol, has been found murdered in Los Santos. With Beta Pharmaceutical share price already spiking on the news, there won't be many Mollis investors weeping tonight.
The 700 attorney-strong Redwood Cigarettes legal team is preparing to take on its 83rd class action lawsuit of the year. And it's such a foregone conclusion that most people appear to have simply stopped caring.
Who cares? I only smoke electronic cigarettes now so I can look like a real dick. The tip glows blue.
Weasel News, confirming your prejudices. Weasel News.
4 jurors in the Redwood Cigarettes class action lawsuit have been murdered.
Women are desperate, says 80-year-old Bob Killington, who is marrying a 25-year-old.
In a shocking turn of events for the Redwood Cigarettes class action lawsuit, 4 members of the jury have been murdered in Los Santos, all within hours of each other, causing turmoil on the stock market. The news has already seen a bump in the Debonair Cigarettes share price. Anti-smoking advocates say they will press on.
Transition whoosh.
Steel magnet Bob Killington is 80. His wife is 25. She says the age gap isn't an issue.
What can I say? Us women are adults attracted to money and power. I'm not very smart, and he likes me that way.